One of the memories what I have when I started diving is the freedom what you have underwater, the silence, and you don't feel any weight. You are completely neutral buoyance. You are balanced in the water, and this is like a bit like in space. The colors and what fascinated me the most are the creatures underwater. It's like going to another planet you never have been on, which is full of creatures, full of animals you have no clue about, you never saw them. Let's say you would travel in the space to another planet and you see new creatures, new colors, everything new. This is diving. My most favorite story was, or the one which I definitely won't ever forget, was with the biggest fish we have on the planet, which is a whale shark. This bugger, he really came close to me for 30 minutes. I had a professional underwater photographer next to me. We did brilliant shots. And this 6-meter fish was playing with me. He really always came back to me and wanted to be hugged, which is not possible with a 6-meter fish, but he really came close, and he was looking, or the fish looked for interaction with me. And this is something, when you explore this, or when you have a chance to get one of these moments underwater, that moment of a lifetime, definitely it was.
I've always loved the water, ever since, well, before I can even remember. So kind of getting into the water and actually getting the hang of scuba diving and absolutely loving it. It was very much, I want to do this more and more and more. It's almost like, I don't know, it's kind of like finding, it sounds really bad, but it's almost like a drug. You get addicted to it so easily. And because I was on the coast, I was able to do it like every week or every weekend. And the more I did it, the more I loved it, the more I could see. And it was just kind of a case of, right, what's the next step? What can I do? How can I get more into it? And kind of got us to this point, really. I think like it's kind of different for everybody, isn't it, really, when you kind of do first dives, for example, like just because it doesn't work out the first time, it doesn't mean that you're never going to do it. I mean, I'm literally living proof of that. But yeah, some people get very, very nervous. Like the pool is absolutely terrifying for them, or they'll be absolutely fine in the pool, and then as soon as they get into open water, they can't do it. Even though they've done all these skills, they know exactly what they're getting themselves into, they just freeze up. But yeah, like we kind of said about the first dives, it's one of those things, it's either way, you're never going to forget it. So that's the best way of kind of putting it, to be honest.
If you take somebody out the very first time, the feedback is usually just there. As it was for all of us when you're doing it the first time, you're just blown away. The best thing in my life, they're just super happy. So that is very rewarding when you take beginners out here. Me, for a beginner diver, what makes a good beginning diver, buoyancy is the number one skill, but that has to be good, because in the end that's what you do every minute, every second of a dive, your buoyancy. So you have to be able to control your level, that you're not falling in the reef or falling in the in the deep, but also that you're not uncontrolled popping up or uncontrolled surface. Safety wise, there is of course the mask clearing and the regulator retrievals and the regulator cleanings. I mean, you are, as a beginner, you also go to 15 meters or 18 meters when you go to the maximum. And when you have then a problem with water in the mask, you might panic, or you get a stress situation, might lead to a dangerous situation. Especially also in the regulator skills, that you know, one of the big differences, they heard it for me every 30 minutes in a course, never hold your breath. These things are the safety things, but in the end, a good diver makes is done by good buoyancy control. So people ask you, oh, are you not afraid if you go underwater? Like, what's the deepest you have ever been? That's these questions you always hear, but that's not what makes diving out. Diving is just that being in the water and seeing actually when you behave right, how nature reacts on you. Like when you see a shark and it swims by, when you make a wrong movement, it just goes as quickly as it can away because it's actually scared of you. But because it's like what Jacques Cousteau said, humans are only able to save what they know. And if everybody would, for example, see a shark, see how a shark naturally behaves, nobody would have a fear of it anymore. And we experience that a lot. And that's with other things as well. If somebody would see a trash beach and diving and sees like a turtle eating on a plastic bag, they will probably completely change their behavior. And that's why I would say it's a good thing that everybody should try it. Yeah.